Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, March the 5th, 2024. Tuesday, March the 5th. Jason's back. I'm probably going to say that all week. But anyway, Dex is actually coming back with Jocelyn. So, yeah, I did read in recap. Look, I got to turn my little cap right. In recap land that I guess Michael did call and tell her to bring Dex back. Well, they're on their way. And she called Brick to find out where Sonny was. And Dex is like, Brick's not going to tell you where he's at. And so Brick just told her, look, you can see it on the news. I mean, it's there's some police activity on Pier 55, you know. So they head over there. Now, mind you, Jason, look, not only does the Port Charles PCPD never solve a case, they have crappy bulletproof vests because both those bullets penetrated that vest, but we don't know the caliber. See, because they do have some really destructive bullets out there now. So I can't say that, right? They could be those kind made to explode. I don't know. Anyway, they penetrated and Dante's bleeding from the mouth. I was like, oh my goodness. When I saw that, you know what, GH folks, daily recaps folks, I did not even upload that picture. I'm getting ready to upload my pictures, right now. Look, now that I'm only doing really the one, I gotta have it, right? There we go. Blood running out the side of his mouth. And Jason's like, don't talk, Dante, don't talk. And he's trying to put pressure on Dante's, wound. So he takes off his sweat top and he wraps it around Dante's, chest and pulls it tight like a compression bandage. But guess what? Jason was shot. We found that out at the end. The guy, when he shot at him, shot him in the side. He's got blood, right? So let's see who's going to patch him up. Because Elizabeth is always the one that finds Jason, just like Jocelyn is always the one that patches up Dex. Elizabeth's always the one that finds and patches up Jason. So let's see how that's going to work out. I don't know. But anyway, Jason called 911 and he stayed with Dante until he could hear the police, the ambulance sirens in the back. So he goes, they're on their way, Dante, they're on their way. You just hang in there. So Jason knows he has to leave, which he does. Okay, so then next thing it shows Dex and Jocelyn finding Dante. And they find him. They're, trying to put pressure on the wound. Jocelyn is, checking the pulse and it was faint at first. And then Dex is like, I can't find a pulse. Or Chase says, I can't find a pulse. Because Chase ends up coming up. And Jocelyn says, look, you take over the pressure or the compression on the pressure on the wound while Dex does chest compressions and she was going to do the mouth to mouth, the resuscitating breaths. So needless to say, see, Jocelyn's learning in medical school. Adam's freaking out because he's not getting an AA plus, right? And Jocelyn with her B, she's saving lives. Well, plus Dex realized Dex was a medic. So Dex knew what to do. Dex needs to be a doctor. I could see Dex as a doctor at GH. But anyway, so they get a pulse back and the ambulance comes. So we already know what's going to happen, everyone. Dante's not going to die. But Dante might be either in a coma, might be in an ICU for, how normally when people get shot, the very next week, they're discharged and going home. I think Dante's going to be in ICU for quite some time and not be able to speak because he knows Jason is alive. And they're not going to have him conscious to tell anybody. So he'll be out for a minute, my guess. I don't see General Hospital killing off the character of Dante because bottom line, that's going to be the love triangle between Sam and Jason, even though she's not in love with Jason. And quite frankly, I think they may put Drew and Sam back together. If anything happens, it'll be a love triangle between Dante and Sam. No, because Sam doesn't love Drew, so that's not the triangle. If Dante dies, it'll be Drew and Sam. If he lives, it's him and Sam, because she don't have a connection with Drew. But Carly will go with Jason. Drew ain't gonna have nobody. And guess what? That's the way the cookie crumbles, right? So anyway, Jason's gonna be on his way to the hospital. Well, Laura is still waiting on little Ace, who, by the way, thank goodness is only an ear infection. Because hey, nothing happened to cuteness. You know how every single baby ends up with some kind of life-threatening rare form of cancer. I just knew they were going that route with little Ace, but they're not. Thank goodness. Just a really bad ear infection. So Laura had to go. She and Cyrus were in the chapels. Cyrus was meditating, and they had a good talk. And Laura got a text from Elizabeth that his meds were already sent, or the prescription was sent to the pharmacy there. She needed to go get him, and they were getting him ready for discharge. So she actually told Cyrus, I'm beginning to see a different side of you. And he is so happy that his sister is letting him in her family. So meanwhile, of course, Heather Houdini with a paper clip undoes her handcuffs, because see, they're PD grade handcuffs. So she 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 used the little paper clip, and bam, and the guard came. She goes, "Can you please give me a drink of water? Oh, please, please." So when he did, she choked him unconscious. She didn't kill him though. Choked him unconscious. I do believe Heather does have some type of hip pain, because she was flinching like, ooh. So she finds out, because she hears Big Mouth Amy and another nurse talking, because the other nurse likes Cyrus's podcast, and Amy's like, "Oh, he's the devil," pretty much. She said, and she mentioned that Cyrus was in the chapel, right? And Heather heard. So Cyrus is still sitting there, and he's has his eyes closed, still meditating. Look, I gotta take my dog out, y'all, 'cause always she'll be 16 in 3 days. So as the guard was taking her out, she's like, "Oh, oh, oh," because Laura, as she's about to hit, slice Cyrus with a saw, although he couldn't figure out how to overpower her. But I guess it's kind of difficult. She's, wielding this thing, and, how do you bob and, yeah, okay. He was at a disadvantage. But I guess he didn't have a jacket, because he would have needed to have taken his jacket, as she's swinging the axe or the saw, wrap the jacket around and get it all caught up, snatch it, right? Would have disarmed her. But I didn't see a jacket. Laura's the only one with a jacket. So as she's coming into Cyrus, Laura comes up behind and smacks her on the back of the head with one of the vases that's holding the flowers in the chapel. Janet goes out and down like a light. So then it shows, okay, the guard comes in, they're handcuffing her, and she's like, "Laura, you didn't have to hit me on the back of the head." And she goes, I had to do something to stop you." She goes, "You could have killed me." And Laura said, "Well, I hope you're okay." But guard, take her away, right? And she goes, now that's the sweet Laura I know, but whatever. So the guard's taking her to the door. Heather's like, I'm not feeling good. I can't breathe right. And Laura's like telling Cyrus, she's looking at Cyrus, do you think she's okay? And he goes, she's probably acting so she could try to escape again, right? And so Laura's like listening to her. She goes, so he gets her out the door, and Janet hits the ground, not being able to breathe. So guess what? She's going to end up staying at GH. But you know what? They better do something better than them handcuffs, because quite frankly, they need to do handcuffs and those leather restraints that have the buckle, right? They need to do both, really. So we'll see. Heather ain't about to die, but she's not going back to Pentonville this fast. We're going to have to suffer through her. And then they spent way too much time on Marshall talking to Curtis. I fast forwarded the whole thing. Him, Curtis, and Stella. The very last part, I did rewind to see that Curtis is going to help Marshall find the doctor that gave him a misdiagnosis 30 years ago. And why did he misdiagnose him? Okay, now that's worthy of a road trip, right? Doesn't merit a Victor Cassadine takeaway. I don't know. Don't know where they're going with that, and don't know that I really care, but that's what they're going to do. And we had, oh my goodness, way too much with Sonny and John Cates. If I got to hear Karen's name one more time, somebody I didn't even know. I don't know why I missed the whole Karen saga. Missed it because I don't remember her. And oh, back and forth with the antagonistic. So finally, Anna, he says, I hope you, put Sonny away in jail. She says, if I find Sonny is engaging or Miss Jerome in any illegal activities, I will. But until then, So Sonny tells Ava, look, I have this whole place wired with cameras. Spinelli does. Spinelli's got the footage. Kate is going to find the cameras, and then it's going to lead him to Spinelli's IP address. I need you to get to Spinelli. I need you to get that footage because I need to see it before Kate does. And I need you to tell Spinelli what's going on, because what's going to happen is Spinelli's going to need to try to cover his tracks and bounce the IP address around, which in reality he can, but will they make it that he gets caught? I hope not, right? Or he could simply say, yes, I tried to record, but it was all staticky. Show some blank stuff. It didn't work. Technologies, hey, screws up sometimes, right? So Ava says, you trust me with that? He's like, are you all I got? They are going to detain me, but they're not going to detain you. I need you to get to Spinelli. So she goes, okay. So one of Kate's or Anna's detectives finds one of the cameras, high tech, state of the art, and he says, okay, so Corinthos was doing surveillance here. I need to see what was on that footage. He says, I need you to track down the IP address that these cameras are, belong to, and I need you to find out who has that footage. So, Sonny needed to have sent to Ava, but Anna comes in and she tells Sonny, I'm getting ready to take you to General Hospital. He's looking at her like, why? She goes, Dante's been shot. He's in critical condition. And Sonny looks at her and she looks at him. So she's taking Sonny to GH. Now, mind you, we had, oh my goodness, way too long a scene with Sam and Olivia going over Dante's history and how happy Olivia is he found Sam and blah, blah, blah. And And the way they were talking, I thought, they better not be killing off Dante like that. They kind of had me going there, everybody. So anyway, at the end, Joss and Dex show up, and oh, the paramedics told Dex and Jocelyn and Chase, but Dex and Jocelyn that you pretty much very well saved this man's life. I think that is going to give Dex the reprieve from Sonny. Dex say and Jocelyn saved Dante's life. And Jocelyn is going to make Sonny understand. Let me tell you something. If Dex wasn't with me and I wasn't with Dex, for one, I never would have found Dante. And I couldn't have kept him alive alone. So she will, I know her. She Carly Jr. So this gets Dex a reprieve, right? I mean, Jocelyn's gonna use that. And you know what, girl? Go ahead. I'd use it too. I'd use that too because those two saved his son's life, like they saved his daughter's mother, Ava's life. So no, Sonny, reprieve time. Swallow it. You don't have to keep Dex in the inner circle, but he could just be one of the guards. You don't have to be with Frank. He could be on Avery duty. He could be on the restaurant duty, but you're going to have to keep Dex, Sonny. All right, everybody, that's it. Good episode. Steve Burt, Jason's back. Anyway, look, Comment Corner has about 75 comments. Love it. Everybody keep commenting, keep talking to each other, but it's way too many. Even to try to go from the bottom to that. So, please, let's keep this going because this is a good week for us, right? So I can't wait to see what happens on General Hospital tomorrow, and I'll be back with another daily recap.